Today, let's talk about my most recently acquired fight stick, the Hori Fighting Edge. First, we'll begin with unboxing the arcade stick. It seems that this is the Japanese version of the Fighting Edge. In case you're wondering, I was able to get this stick off of Arcade Shock. I would like to clarify that I bought this stick with my own money and that this isn't a sponsored video. The stick has the usual packaging like any other stick. Once I uncover the sleeve off of the stick, we can finally get a good look at it. First impressions, it looks sleek and it has a nice weight to it. It felt just a little lighter than my Pearl. This thing looks like it's ready for business. Well, enough talk about the stick. Let's check out the internals. Just have to peel off the warranty sticker and begin unscrewing the back plate. The plate's off now. The layout is a little similar to the Razer Panthera Evo with the board being on the bottom. Other than that, it looks pretty straightforward. It's actually kind of small, but not too small. Now I'll swap the buttons and stick from my Pearl into this. So I swapped my parts into the Fighting Edge. I would have shown the process of doing that, but I forgot to record it, so my bad. Anyways, I'll talk about how it went. The joystick went in clean as it would, so I won't spend too much time talking about it. I can't say the same for the buttons though. I actually ended up breaking the tabs off of a couple buttons, with one button losing both tabs. You can see the tabs are missing. I guess the holes are just a little too small for the buttons. Or maybe I was just too brutal with installing them. Doesn't matter too much though. They're sitting in there snug enough to not need tabs. I could just never use them for any other enclosure. Now that my buttons are in, time to review the enclosure. Just like the Rap 4, the menu buttons are located on the side of the enclosure. I've grown accustomed to this layout, but it could still be a nuisance sometimes. The wrist rest on the edge is a bit too low, but this does little to affect the comfort, at least for me. The position of my hands feels good, and navigating or pressing buttons does too. The stick feels firm and planted with little to no flex. The stick is slightly larger on all sides compared to the Quamba Pearl. And speaking of the Pearl, how's it doing? Well, it's a shell of its former self. That'll change soon though. Back to the Fighting Edge. The overall design of the stick is done masterfully, and after using it for a couple weeks, it's hard to see if I'll go back to the Pearl. Not too long after this recording, I installed the Hori buttons into the Pearl. It looks nice, but I'm not sure if I should go with it. So, what did I like about the Hori Fighting Edge? Well, in the looks department, it's probably the cleanest looking stick out of all the commercial arcade sticks. The build quality is nice. When placed on the lap, it feels firm and planted, with little flex coming from the aluminum panel. The basic modding I did went relatively smooth, although I did have to put in a little extra work to get the buttons to fit in. My hands feel a little bit more relaxed, and the overall playing experience feels good. I might just use this as a replacement for my Pearl. Well, it seems that my review of the Hori Fighting Edge has concluded. If you made it this far, thank you. Anyways, that's all from me, and again, thank you for watching.